Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and today I want to talk to you about independence versus dependence versus cooperation versus team building, all of that kind of wrapped up in one. We often are exposed to articles, YouTube videos, pieces of media that attempt to give us skills that make us more competent all by ourselves. We don't have to rely on anybody. We don't need anybody. We don't need any support. We don't need any outside influence. We can do this all by ourselves. And there's something to be said for being able to be independent. There's something to be said for being able to solve problems on your own and able to survive on your own and able to cope with emergencies on your own, especially when you're on your own, when you're by yourself. When you're looking at ways to increase your ability to be successful and your growth as a performer, as an entrepreneur, as a brand, maybe you've created a business, I can guarantee you that you will reach a certain point where you can't grow any more or at least any faster if you don't start to include other people. And those other people don't mean you have to hire a team. That's one way of doing it, right? But getting involved with peers, just discussing what you're doing with peers, mentors, people that have been where you are, have gone on to other things, can share with you some of their successes and some of their challenges and how they solve those challenges. Coaches and teachers, and yes, staff, interns. I can tell you that when I was growing my business, it didn't get any bigger until I started to add other coaches, a virtual assistant. I now have two. I now have 5 coaches other than me. I have 2 tech people, actually 3 tech people. And I wouldn't have been able to build my businesses without those other people. And the thing is, when you plan for things, it's always so much fun to bounce those ideas off of other people. We're about to do a huge reboot of my company this year, and sharing those ideas with my team has been really, really rewarding. Networking is a skill. Building relationships is a skill that is really valuable. It's not only valuable in terms of other people having input and assisting you with moving forward, but just in terms of creating relationships in all areas, vendors and customers and suppliers and team members and advisors and so on. Building skills, being in a class with somebody as opposed to being in a class by yourself. I always tell people when we launch VO to Go every year, find somebody to go through this with you, because it's always better to talk about these things, bounce things off of other people, than it is to just sort of sit there in isolation and hope to hell that you're getting it right, that you're getting what you need, right? Execution, reworking when something isn't working, even celebration is a lot more fun when there are other people involved. You know what I mean? I remember the first big win that I had when it was just me. I think I went over to Gordon Biersch, and I don't drink beer. I grabbed a glass of wine and I sat there and I thought, this just might work, But I noted how it was kind of lonely. It was kind of like, I'm the only one that knows about this, right? So it's become a lot more fun now that I've added people in my life and added people to my crew and added a lot more clients. And, so the whole idea is, don't try to stick it out by yourself. If that's all you've got, I understand. But if you really want to start to build and accelerate that growth of what you're trying to do, take a long, hard look at adding more people to your sphere of influence and to those that you influence, right? And let me know what you think about that. Have you kind of stopped when it got to the point where you maybe needed to talk about having somebody added in your life, either a staff member or a partner or even a peer? You're concerned they're going to find out about what you do and maybe it's not as good as you think, or they'll steal stuff from you, or who knows? What is it that stops you? What is it that made you add people to your world, right? Let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, go over to vo2gogo.com. The link is below this video if you're watching on YouTube. And leave your comments there, because that's where the conversation is sane and managed and everybody's nice, and I like it there. There's lots of cool tools for you there too. If you want to join my, subscribe to my channel on YouTube and get notified when these once a day videos come out, we're going to do it all throughout the year. That's the challenge, is to do a video every day, including today, even when I'm not available. I'm in the process of getting shoulder surgery, and so I'm taping this a little bit ahead of time. Taping. That is so 80s. Anyway, if you want to join my YouTube channel, go ahead and click on my face there. If there's no face there, then look for a subscribe button somewhere below this video. If you want to see the latest episode, click on that frame. YouTube will play it for you. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.